Well, we might kick off our second session of the day. Now's an opportunity for SPA to acknowledge its corporate partners, in particular our two high-level sponsors, John Deere and Case IH. So now I'd like to welcome Matt from John Deere, who's travelled down from Queensland to give us a bit of a sponsor's address of what's happening with precision ag technology with their brand. Thanks, Matt.
Awesome. Thanks a bunch, Nicole. Good morning, everyone. My name's Matt Kruger. I'm from John Deere. SPA are given us the opportunity here just to do a very brief presentation on some of the technology offerings that we've got on the John Deere side of things today, and that's basically what I wanted to do. I'm going to start off with a bit on the hardware side and then a bit on the software side, and we'll tie it all together. It's not a sales pitch, more just an understanding of what's available to you guys out there today. So let's kick it off. First of all, I just want to talk about the Gen 4 and the 4600 processor. So this has been around on the Waterloo tractors. That's the processor there. It's been around the Waterloo tractors now for a couple of years. It's been well tested as a very, very capable system. So all of our precision ag offerings that I'm going to show to you today all run through the Gen 4 system. Now, the Gen 4 was originally just for Waterloo tractors. It's now becoming more mainstreamed. So what I mean by that, you're going to see it more, not just on tractors. It's now available on the combines. It's in base. It's not an extra system that you have to buy. It's also available in model year 18 sprayers. So going forward, this is going to be the processor that you're going to see in all the John Deere equipment. On the left-hand side, there's the extended monitor. So that's a second monitor. Think of it like a second monitor for your laptop. The processor's the brains, and this one's another more screen real estate is what we like to call it at John Deere. So say if you're in a seeding operation, there's things that you want to look at all day, every day, you'd put them up here on the extended monitor, and the things that you're going to be changing and making adjustments to, leave them down here on the 4600. As you can see, all the buttons are down there. That's where you make your adjustments, so there's no fiddling from here to here. It's all done down there. Really nice and intuitive, and all the arms linked there on the end of the command arm. Been a few enhancements made to it recently, so we can now in-field data share between multiple machines, so up to 6 pieces of equipment can now share coverage maps and guidance lines in the one field. And turn automation. So this is an evolution of iTech Pro. It's been around for a few years now, but it's been recently re-released. Much smoother and much easier to set up now. We actually had this running at Wagga about a month ago on a new 9RT and an air seeder. Got it set up and running within 5 or 10 minutes. So it's one less thing. If you've got less experienced operators out there, you now know that the machine can be turning around at the ends once you've got your boundaries drawn in. No worries at all about hitting fences and that sort of thing and not coming back into the field straight. So, exact merge. Now, unfortunately, I've included this and I realise we're in a dryland wheat situation. There's probably not many cotton growers here today, but I do want to talk about it anyway. So this is our high-speed precision planting technology. It's accuracy guaranteed up to 16 kilometres an hour. So we had this running at Gundawindi late last year planting dryland cotton. We were running 15 kilometres an hour at 99% singulation without having to add on anything to that planter X factory. The key to the exact emerge is this brush belt here. So with all previous planter designs, you had a seed meter that would meter the seed and then it would drop it down, run off gravity, drop down to the bottom of the seed tube and into the trench. But with this brush belt here, the seed's actually held there in the brush belt all the way down, right to the bottom and neatly dropped in the bottom of the trench. So that's what brings our singulation right up at higher speed. So with the ability to plant faster, obviously, same size equipment, you can cover more country, getting things done on time, which a few of the presenters have alluded to here earlier on. It's electric drive, so less capacity needed from the tractor to run these. Also, we've had it around for a couple of years, also available on this is individual row section control and mapping on the go. So with individual row section control, as soon as that planter unit crosses an area of the field that's already been planted, so say if we're in point rows, each row will start to shut off from the outside in, so you're not wasting seed. Exact apply, precision chemical control. This is a pulse width modulation system. It cycles at 30 times a second or 30 hertz. So it improves coverage with consistent pressure and consistent droplet size over a wider range of speeds. Now how it actually works, it has the ability for both this nozzle here and the nozzle behind it to work together. So if I've slowed the sprayer down, if I'm in rough country, I'm in point rows, we may only use this nozzle. Then as I start to speed up, the second one will kick in. And then as we get back to maximum speed again, both of them will run together. Now that turret can be turned around so you can have 04s and 06s or 03s and 05s, whatever you want to do. So that's how that system works. It's individual nozzle control, same idea as the planter. As you cross an area that's already been sprayed, the nozzles will start to shut off, so we're not wasting chemicals. We all know chemicals are expensive. You don't want to be spraying out any more than you need to be. Turn compensation, I know most guys spray straight up and down. If you are in fields where you're turning with the sprayer running, obviously the outside wing is covering more country than the one on the inside. So it compensates for that automatically. You don't need to do anything. It'll adjust the rate. LED lights are under each of these nozzles. So you can start earlier in the morning, spray later at night. You're able to identify if you've got a blocked nozzle much easier and much faster now. And Connect Mobile's new to the sprayer world. We can monitor data and record as applied maps on the go. So you can record as applied pressure, as applied rate. You can go back and ground truth a week later after you've sprayed, say with an iPad, and see exactly what was happening at that point in the field. Combine Advisor. So this is new and exclusive to the S700 series. It sets, optimises, but the key to it is it maintains performance targets. So optimising the combine's easier than ever. We know that it's becoming harder and harder to find good quality labour. Really intuitive system there now to get your combine up and running and get it performing the way you want it to be performing. It's got the ability with a interactive wizard that asks you questions. Is it hot and humid? Is it cool and damp? What's the straw like, etc. So you can get that combine performance up to speed much quicker than ever before. But the beautiful thing is once it's set up, there's a little button on there. It's not on this screenshot, but it's on this system here, and you hit maintain. Once you've hit maintain and you're happy with how your performance, the capacity of the harvest is performing, it'll maintain that. It'll make changes on the fly. So it'll adjust rotor speed, it'll adjust concave clearance, sieve, fan, etc., to keep that combine performing where you want it to be performing for longer periods of the day. So a big win for contractors with fleets of machines. It's hard to have a good operator in every single machine. And if you're a farmer who employs a contractor to come on your field, you now know that the price that you're paying for contract harvesting, all 4 machines or however many are out there in the field should be all performing at roughly the same capacity. Again, increased commonality and functionality. I mentioned that before. The Gen 4 is now on the combine and the sprayer. This is the Gen 4 here, so you can walk out of your sprayer or your combine into the tractor and not need to learn a new system. Active yield. So we know over the last couple of years there's been some noise in the industry about the time it takes to get the John Deere yield monitor calibrated and up to speed. Active yield is going to absolutely reduce any of that now. There's no need to weigh trailers, there's no need to weigh trucks or chaser bins. You're up and running virtually straight away. So how does it work? There's 3 little sensors there in the bin. They're force sensors, and they measure a known quantity of grain in every binful. And that known quantity of grain is calibrated against what the mass flow sensor has recorded. So your mass flow sensor is being cross-referenced and calibrated every single binful. So inaccurate yield data is going to be a thing of the past. It's in base, it's not an added extra. We all know, I've heard a couple of presentations this morning, you guys are using yield data to make your yield management decisions. Accurate data means accurate management. It eliminates the need for a post-cal, and it's retrofittable back to older harvesters back to 2012. Just quickly on the John Deere rate controller, this has the ability to variable rate both liquid and dry products. It's not just for a John Deere system, it'll work for non-John Deere air carts and spreaders obviously. So the guys that are variable rating lime or gypsum that you mentioned this morning, this is a system here, very simple to bolt on and make work. It'll work with a spreader, it'll also work with non-John Deere air carts. Enables swath control and prescription functionality, and it'll control and document up to 5 products with the Gen 4, so the system that I mentioned there earlier on.
We already help customers worldwide maintain their complex mechanical ecosystem. Now, it's time to conquer the digital ecosystem. Farmers have an array of growing concerns, and managing them on a single, trusted platform is more important than ever, and more possible than ever. We can also provide new, smarter tools that help customers prepare for the unexpected. Our aim is to create a connected environment that utilizes data sharing with valuable third parties. Together, these shared data systems will collectively generate knowledgeable insights, which trigger multiple options so farmers can choose the solution that works for them. And since every farmer is different, this technology can grow to be personalized and predictive. It's our mission to build a flexible foundation based on these common patterns to create the integrated solution of choice for customers around the world.
So that leads us into the John Deere Operations Centre. The John Deere Operations Centre is basically all about connecting people, equipment, technologies and insights. It's your centralised online ag data solution. You can control your machine, logistic and agronomic data. It's all in one location. You don't need to run a heap of different systems with your data. It's all there. It's ever expanding. There's been a lot of development on the Operations Centre in the last 12 months, and that's going to continue going forward to the next 12 months. It's becoming very, very capable now. It's basically a like for like with Apex, and the way going forward, John Deere Operations Centre is the direction that John Deere have decided to go. So you're going to hear more and more about the Operations Centre if you're down there talking to your local dealer. It enables trusted partners and advisors to contribute value before, during and after the crop cycle, so you can choose who and what you share your information with. That's all on the permissions level. And we pride ourselves on being the most open platform in the industry. So we encourage third parties working with Deere to be able to connect their software with the John Deere Operations Centre too. We're well aware that you guys use agronomists, you use third parties to do other sorts of analysis that John Deere doesn't do. But we want to make a platform where you can have all that information in one place. Okay, so this was recently announced about 3 weeks ago, the AgWorld API with the John Deere Operations Centre. We know that a lot of customers, and particularly a lot of agronomists, use AgWorld. AgWorld is now fully integratable with the Operations Centre, so you can send prescription files to the machine out in the paddock that's going to perform that task. You can also send it back to AgWorld. So there's been a couple of announcements recently before AgWorld. Granule is another one, a financial analysis tool. So just watch this space. Like I said, we want to make the Operations Centre as open as possible. We want to keep and encourage third parties to integrate with it. So while I'm just quickly closing off on that, so my John Deere API, it's an opportunity for third-party software developers to integrate with the John Deere data, connects your business with the people that support you. So there's a website there, developer.deere.com. I'm going to be around all day if there's any third-party guys in the industry that wanted to have a chat about that. But that website there's a wealth of knowledge and information there. There's also a sandbox of the Operations Centre. So what I mean by that is you can test your software in a test environment with the Operations Centre to see how it's going to integrate and how it's going to work. So definitely one to get out and about. And finally, guys, just wanted to wrap up on JD Link. So connected support, this has been around for a couple of years as well. It was initially a diagnostics tool, so telematics. Machine alerts were sent to the customer and the dealer. We've had a couple of success stories with this where a dealer's been well on his way to a customer with a part before the tractor's actually broken down. But there's more to it than just telematics. It's also a very valuable tool, location history, what's your equipment and what are your operators up to at any given point in time. Remote display access. You can view remotely on your phone or on an iPad or on your computer at home the display that the operator is viewing in the cab at any given point in time, so you can advise him on settings or help him to troubleshoot. That option is also available. The dealers can make use of that to troubleshoot any issues or walk you through any problems that you may encounter. But probably the biggest thing now with JD Link is the ability to wirelessly transfer data. So seamlessly transfer data to and from equipment to the Operations Centre or AgWorld, going down along those lines. Now, of course, you can still use a USB. Nothing's changed there. But this is probably the way of the future. It's just one click away and it's straight up in the cloud off your machine. You're not having to worry about anything like that. And what we like to say at John Deere is an unconnected machine is like a phone in flight mode. It has a lot of capabilities, but unless it's connected with JD Link, you're not getting the full benefit out of any of that. So, very good. That's all I had, guys. So hopefully I got a bit out of that. I'm going to be around all day. There's a couple of guys from Hutchin and Pearce here as well from TechSite. They do a fantastic job with enabling farmers with what they want to do in the PA space. So definitely come down and have a chat to us and see if we can help you today. Thank you.